playing in 7. So playing in 7 is an odd time signature. It's unfamiliar. It's a daunting thing to think about when you first get started, but if we break it down and peel back the layers of mystery around an odd time signature, then there's a lot that we can work with that's already familiar to you. So let's break it down. You can break down 7 often by doing 4 and 3. And you can flip that around too. You could do 3 and 4. Of course, 4 plus 3 is 7. That's what we're talking about. So we're talking about 4 quarter notes plus 3 quarter notes will give you 7 quarter notes, which will give you a measure of 7/4. Okay, so I talked about the familiar aspect of 7. And what's really good is it deals with 2 very familiar time signatures, at least in this part of the world, 4 and 3. Perhaps 3 is a little less common than 4 is, but 4 is super common. All day long we're playing a 4/4, you turn on the radio, you're gonna hear something 4/4, right? Shouldn't be that big a mystery. So what we're gonna do is demystify 7/4 by just focusing on the 4/4 aspect, or the grouping of 4 at the beginning of each of these bars of 7, okay? So you heard me playing along with the drum groove here. Let me bring that back real quick. So here's the drum groove I was just playing with. If you listen to the snare, if you listen to the bass, there's not a lot to hold on to there. Listen to the cymbal. You can hear in this loop the quarter notes being outlined in the cymbal. There's some eighth notes in there too, of course. But a lot of it is on the downbeats in the quarter. Okay, so that's something to latch onto. But if you just walked into, a jam session or whatnot and you heard that, you might be thrown off. You might think, oh, that's too complex. I'll never be able to hang with that. You will. So my solution for getting more comfortable in playing in 7 for right now, for today, is to make it really groove in the 4 section. Okay? We're gonna leave some space in the 3, but groove out and really focus our attention in 4. Okay? So let's get started. We're gonna keep the drum loop happening here, and we're only gonna play notes. We're gonna restrict ourselves so we can really dial in what we're playing, and then very specifically what we're listening for. So let's play this groove again, and just think about the 4 quarter notes in the group of 4. I'm gonna call this our core groove for right now, and we'll have multiple core grooves that we're gonna deal with. The core groove is gonna give a structure to our lines, okay? Okay? Now I'm gonna play a 4-bar vamp where I'm playing E minor for 2 bars, F minor for 2 bars, and I'm just gonna play roots for right now. Those 4 quarter notes. Ready? Sense? So that's pretty simplistic, right? Already we're grooving in this bar of 7. We're leaving some space. We can hear what the drummer, our drummer of the day is doing in that group of 3 and also in the 4, but making sure we're locked in there, right? So we're gonna call that our core groove. We're gonna set up these different core grooves, and I've got a PDF available for free down below. You can click the link. It's totally for free. Check it out. But it's got different derivations of ways that we can play over the 4-bar section of each of these groups of 7, right? Only dealing with quarter notes. So let's start by repealing some of those quarter notes and see what happens to the groove. So instead of playing all 4 quarter notes in that bar of 4, let's play the first 3. So I'm gonna play beats 1, 2, and 3 over that same E minor to F minor vamp. Check it out. 1, 2, 3. Great, and that's my focus, is to making that feel good and also listen, right? Let's shift that over. Let's say we're gonna put the rest on beat 3, so I'll play beats 1, 2, and 4. So to me, already, that's a somewhat interesting bass line, just because there's structure to it, there's space involved. I'm trying to groove, I'm trying to be right in time, make it feel good, right? So there's already something to that. But what if we added in a little extra, just rhythm, eighth notes here and there to it, but still based around that core groove, and we can start to elevate that bass line a little bit. Same core groove though, 1, 2, and 4. Core groove, core groove. Same. So here I was still playing that 1, 2, and 4, but just ornamenting it in different ways that felt comfortable. And again, the way to make something unfamiliar familiar is to peel away the mystery from it like we're trying to do here, right? To understand it, to dissect it, to understand the building blocks of it, but then also to repeat it. So repeat stuff like this as much as possible. Drum loops are great ways to do this because these drummers don't care. They'll just keep time for you and make it feel good the whole time. So find a good drum loop to practice stuff like this along with, or a metronome, whatever you like, or just on your own. That's also a great way to practice this. Let's check out another chord groove, and we're just gonna shift around some of those quarter notes in that section of 4 and see what happens. So earlier we did 1, 2, 3 and left a rest on beat 4. We played 4 notes, then we played 3 notes. Let's move it to playing 2 notes. Again, there's a bunch of variations on this, but let's pick one. Let's say we're gonna just play beats 2 and 4. Okay, in the 4 section, and still just listening in the 3 section. Beats 2 and 4. Here goes. Let's see what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not too different than that groove that we played earlier, the 1, 2, and 4, but it's got an upbeat type of thing. So it changes the character, right? The length of notes can change the groove too. Change it up. But still going back to that core groove, whatever it is that you choose to do, right? So here's the process. Think about that group of 4, whatever rhythms that you're comfortable playing in 4/4, the simpler the better, especially at this tempo. Make sure it's grooving, and then start to isolate different rhythms, play around with them, get creative with them, and it's that restrictive process that can reveal some really interesting things that maybe you wouldn't have thought about playing over a 7/4 measure, right? And just through repetition of that, you're gonna get comfortable starting, stopping, playing in different places in 7, and especially in that first 4 beats of the 7/4 measure. I really enjoy getting to do videos like this for Open Studio, and I have the great pleasure of being part of the Open Studio Pro team where I teach 4 guided practice sessions throughout the week, particularly one that's all about rhythm, a rhythm and guided practice session only available at Open Studio Pro, where we have the largest contingency of online jazz education members in the world. So come check us out, come practice with us. All right, happy practicing. Peace.